Good morning students, here we come up with the second modification of the deep fascia of the palm, palmar aponeurosis. So therefore, in the palmar aponeurosis, this is the second modification of the deep fascia of the palm. We first draw a very gentle diagram. This is the ring finger, this will be the, little finger, ring finger, the middle finger, and then the index finger, and then we show the thumb. So index, middle, ring and little finger, palm, and here we are going to show the flexor retinaculum. At this point we show the flexor retinaculum. So this will be the flexor retinaculum, and we are showing proximal to it, this is the tendon of the palmaris longus muscle. Now palmar aponeurosis. Definition: it is the modified part of the deep fascia of the palm. Attachment of palmar aponeurosis. The palmar aponeurosis gross anatomy, it is divided into central and medial and lateral part. Central part is the main portion of the palmar aponeurosis which we are going to draw, and the lateral and medial part. Lateral part will cover thenar group of muscles and medial part will cover hypothenar group of muscles. Remember. So lateral it will cover the thenar group of muscles, medial it will cover hypothenar group of muscles. The central part is the main part of palmar aponeurosis. It will have apex which is attached to the distal border of the flexor retinaculum and continues with the palmaris longus tendon. So the apex will be attached to the distal border of flexor retinaculum, and also it is continuous with palmaris longus tendon. So this is the proximal attachment which is called the apex. So proximally, that is the apex of the palmar aponeurosis attached to the distal border of flexor retinaculum and is continuous with the tendon of palmaris longus. Distally, the base at the distal end, the base, it will then be present in such a way that it is triangular. So at the base it will pass, and at the level of the base of the four fingers, medial four digits, at the base of the medial four digits, index, middle, ring and little finger, it will split into two parts. That is what we are going to show. So here, each of them will split into two parts. This is what we are showing. So here it is splitting into two parts. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 and 1, 2. So this is our palmar aponeurosis. Now in detail, the distal end we will discuss in detail. So here, after drawing this, we will mention this as the palmar aponeurosis. So this is the palmar aponeurosis. Now proximally we have seen the attachment of palmar aponeurosis. Now distally, where it is attached distally, so distally at the base of the medial four digits, it is splitting into two parts. Now one part will be superficial, other will be deep. So therefore the superficial part of the distal end of the palmar aponeurosis for each and every digit, that is little finger, ring finger, middle and index finger, will be attached to, please note down, it will be attached to superficial transverse ligament of the palm. This is the proper word. Sometimes it is asked in MCQ. Superficial part will be attached to superficial transverse ligament of the palm. With superficial part, remember distally, for each and every digit, index, middle, ring and little finger, it is splitting the palmar aponeurosis distally, it is splitting into two parts. One is superficial, one is deep. Superficial, deep, superficial, deep, superficial, deep. The superficial part will be attached to superficial transverse ligament of palm. That is it. Deep part, what will happen to the deep part? Let us write on this side. The deep portion will be attached to, remember, deep transverse ligament of the palm. Superficial was to the superficial transverse ligament of the palm. The deep portion of these slips, will be attached to deep transverse ligament of palm. Next attachment, this is one attachment of the deep portion. Next attachment, the second attachment will be base of proximal phalanx. On the base of proximal phalanx of all the fingers, the deep portion of these slips attached to the base of proximal phalanges. Third third attachment will be fibrous flexure sheath. Fibrous flexure sheath, that is the third modification of the deep fascia of the palm, which we'll discuss next time. So fibrous flexure sheath, it will be attached to the fibrous flexure sheath also, the deep portion. And it will be attached, number 4, it will be also attached to the palmar ligaments of metacarpophalangeal joint. It will also be attached to the palmar ligaments of the metacarpophalangeal joint. These are the 4 attachments. It is very much asked in MCQs of the attachment of distal end of palmar aponeurosis. But which slip? Distal slip. That is the deep slip. Remember, the palmar aponeurosis, as it migrates distally it is dividing into 4 slips. For index finger, middle finger, ring and little finger, 4 slips. And each of the slips will divide into 2. One superficial, one deep. Superficial slip will be attached to superficial transverse ligament of the palm. And the deep slip of all these 4 digits will be attached to deep transverse ligament of the palm, number 1. Number 2, base of the proximal phalanx. Number 3, the fibrous flexure sheath. And number 4, palmar ligaments of metacarpophalangeal joints. Out of these 4 attachments, sometimes it can be asked in MCQ. So therefore, this is the attachment of the deep slips of the distal end of palmar aponeurosis. Very simple. Now, consider these edges. This is the lateral edge, medial edge. From the lateral edge and from the medial edge, directly there will be the intermuscular septa which will go past dorsally. It will pass dorsally, deep inside, dorsally, towards the dorsal side. This will be known as lateral intermuscular septum. This will be known as medial intermuscular septum. Lateral intermuscular septum, medial intermuscular septum will pass as septa from the lateral and medial edges of palmar aponeurosis, and it will pass dorsally, so that it will divide the entire palm into different compartments. Now, morphology. This palmar aponeurosis, it is asked in 1 mark question answer also. It is a degenerated part of the distal end of palmaris longus tendon. So it is a degenerated part. Palmar aponeurosis is a degenerated part of the distal part of palmaris longus tendon. That is morphology. And importance. This palmar aponeurosis, it will serve as providing an important structure for providing a firm grip. So in order to have a firm grip, palmar aponeurosis is designed, and also it will protect the deeper structures. What are the deeper structures lying beneath this? Digital nerves and vessels and all the muscles of the palm, the deeper muscles of the palm. And also this palmar aponeurosis, the medial and lateral intermuscular septa which are derived, the medial and lateral intermuscular septa which are derived from the medial and lateral edges of palmar aponeurosis will divide the palm into surgically important spaces, which is important in applied anatomy. And then we come to the one terminology which is also asked in MCQ and 1 mark question answer, and that terminology is, if you write it properly, Dupuytren's contracture. The spelling will be D-U-P-U-Y-T-R-E-N-S, Dupuytren's contracture. This is the applied anatomy or clinical anatomy of palmar aponeurosis. What will happen? In case of inflammatory swellings of palmar aponeurosis, there will be contracture of palmar aponeurosis in such a way that proximal and middle phalanges of the ring finger and little finger will be affected. And out of that, the ring finger will be the most commonly affected. The proximal and middle phalanges, there will be contraction of proximal and middle phalanges in cases of inflammatory swellings of the palmar aponeurosis. This is known as the Dupuytren's contracture. So here we completely finish the entire discussion of the palmar aponeurosis. Thank you very much.